Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing tourism into Thailand, and I'm not really making this video. I've had some people tell me I'm getting kind of morose, if you will, or maybe even a little bit almost cynical regarding the prospects for tourism in Thailand generally. Not the purpose of these videos. It's more to just gauge what the sentiment is, and I would say it's also kind of for the purpose. Well, it's almost kind of keeping a record of where we stand at the moment so that hopefully, as policies change, we can kind of look back in retrospect and maybe we'll see where things shifted. That's at least my purpose for it. Also, perhaps, constructive criticism, although I don't really think anybody at any policy level really watches these videos, but constructive criticism, in my opinion, can be rather useful. So again, maybe that's also an underlying purpose of this video. But two recent comments that came onto our YouTube channel. The first one is, I just booked 2 months in Cabo, Mexico. Thank you, Thailand. And another one is, are you freaking kidding me, Benjamin? Question mark, question mark, question mark. The Thai government did this 100%. They're absolutely, positively 100% to blame. I would have gladly gone to Thailand if they hadn't made it a hassle or impossible to do so. So would have millions of others. Whether it was a reasonable course of action is debatable. I'd argue it wasn't, but it is undeniable that the actions taken by the Thai government caused the loss of tourism. One person's opinion. I would say kind of difficult to lay all the blame for this on the Thai government. Again, we did a video about proximate cause, and we talked about folks that are sort of unwittingly in the transmission chain of this thing. To sort of lay blame on them for transmitting it further is kind of difficult. The proximate cause of the virus is the virus itself. One could arguably, I don't know if you could say that the proximate cause of the decline in tourism is entirely the virus's fault. Certainly the response to COVID has been, a key factor, especially some of the immigration protocols that have been brought into play, quarantine protocols, etc. But long story short, I think the thing to take away from this video is, there have been problems that have been caused by this. Certain government responses, I think, have been actually pretty good. I think they acted with a lot of alacrity in certain parts at certain times. I think they acted with a lot of forbearance at certain times. I don't think it's really all that fair to blame anybody for this at the end of the day. It just is what it is, and we're all trying to just sort of, in a sense, react to it. Now, could things have been done better with respect to this policy or that policy? Maybe. Government is, it's a large organism, if you will. It's kind of not unlike a virus in the sense that there's a lot of different entities involved in sort of one swarm, and trying to blame it for anything is kind of difficult. The people in it, especially policymakers, maybe there's some blame to be laid, but any specific person, I'd be hard-pressed to find them. As far as immigration goes, just strictly immigration, really, they've acted pretty professionally throughout this. I mean, quarantine protocols pertain to public health policy. Immigration protocols, if you have a business visa, for example, you can still enter Thailand for business purposes. You have to undergo certain public health initiatives to do so, but that's not really immigration policy. That's more public health policy. And maybe there is room for some criticism there. I suspect it's probably not the time or place to do that until a few more weeks down the road when people can have a look at how this all transpired. But, hopefully we'll be discussing this in videos ahead, and we'll certainly keep you updated on these topics as the situation progresses.